Big SEC guys, Joe. How we feeling? How you doing?
Smoke 'em if you got 'em, Daniel. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Week 8 was, electric, potentially best week of the year, is that fair?
I think that's the first time I think I heard this on ESPN or maybe SEC Network. First time in the history of the conference that we've had I guess it would be because last year was the first year with all 16 teams, but all 16 teams playing in conference games in one weekend.
Yeah, and every game was close but one. So, I mean,
It
that was a
was
lot of
it
fun.
was an awesome if you are a big SEC guy, which we know you are because 'cause you're
Oh, yeah,
liking and you're subscribing, um, that was a great weekend. Great weekend.
couldn't agree more. Alright, folks, we're gonna do a quick one tonight. We're gonna review the games, we had some great games, then we're gonna talk, coaches. We got some
It's starting
jobs
to get
available,
interesting.
folks. That's exciting. And
Mhm.
Joe, let me tell you, the Florida hot board, their, like, initial 10 hot board, incredible. Absolutely juicy. Can't wait to talk
Oh,
about it.
yeah? You're gonna have to when we get there, and
I'll
let's
read
not
them
get
off.
ahead of ourselves. When we get there, I know you keep up with, like, the hot boards on this stuff a lot more than I do, so you'll
Yeah.
have
Oh,
to
yeah.
let me know, and I will either meh or I will scoff.
There are a few wow names, and there are a few scoff names, so that's
Yeah,
exciting. I mean,
yeah.
spoiler, everybody knows Florida's gonna go for Lane Kiffin, so, they're gonna do some flirting. We all know that'll happen, but the rest of the names are awesome, so let's dive in. Let's go up and down, on ESPN. So we said it, Joe. We told our listeners, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Bobby Petrino is gonna catch
He's
somebody,
gonna
and
get
boy,
somebody,
he
man.
almost did. He almost
He
did. What a
he's
game.
gonna get somebody. At this point, you gotta think I mean, this is also jumping ahead. You gotta think he's the leader in the clubhouse and has probably completed the
Absolutely.
coup and is gonna be the head coach.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think he's got head coach written all over him. That was an exciting, high-scoring game. Texas A&M thought their defense was better than this, Joe. The offense looked great as usual, but that defense was looking rough. And I know Taylor Green's, he's tough to deal with, and Petrino's a great offensive mind. But if you're as good as Texas A&M wants to be, you can't be giving up 42 to Arkansas.
Everybody's strengths are obviously on display by now in the season. The
Yeah,
trending flaws are also on display, and I don't think there's anybody in the SEC that we can point to and say that they're flawless because everybody has got some that is starting the trends are starting to set.
yeah,
A&M can give up some points. They
oh
can
yeah,
give up some points, and the more you put pressure on that defense, the more points they can it can really snowball. This is, I think, what, second game over 40 points
yeah.
in
Back to back.
against quality competition. I mean, I definitely would consider Notre Dame quality. I think Arkansas is probably the best two-win team in the country.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think
Not to, like, be excited about that, Arkansas fans, but you're a pretty good team.
I just like it's. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't understand why are we not talking about Taylor Green being like a very legitimate first round NFL talent? He's a stud.
He is a stud. He needs to quit turning the ball over.
Yeah, but the
Although
NFL
they
loves
played
guys
it they
like
played a clean
big
game. I did one of the notes I had on this game, Daniel, was, one of the things I've been seeing Arkansas I mean, we're only a couple games into Petrino, right? But there are things that they were doing poorly, they're starting to clean up. Like, honestly, they probably
Yeah,
beat
no
Ole Miss.
turnovers for Taylor Green in that game.
Yeah.
He was
They
clean.
probably beat Ole Miss if they don't turn the ball over. They definitely beat Memphis if they don't turn the ball over. This could be a very, very different situation, um,
Yeah, I
for
agree.
Arkansas. So, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great game. A&M did do what A&M needed to do. They took care of business.
Yeah, they did it. I mean, Marcel Reed is firmly planting himself in the Heisman conversation, and I like the new
Mhm.
running back, Ruben Owens. I like him a lot. Guy's
Yep,
a stud.
yep.
All right, you wanna keep it moving? I feel like we nailed
Yeah.
it. Next, this was probably, in my opinion, game of the week. Ole Miss, Georgia, Joe. You wanna lead us off?
Yeah, hold on, let me find my notes here. Alright, where was the defense? Where was it? Apparently, the defense only lives in Athens, Georgia during the
In the
4th quarter.
second half. Yeah, yeah,
That's it.
correct.
That's it. There is no defense to be played. between these 2 teams other than that. What in the world did I watch? Ole Miss did not make Georgia. I think Georgia scored on every single possession they had.
Yeah,
Every single possession. I don't think they got stopped one time.
they had about 1,000,000 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, my takeaways for this, Gunnar Stockton was great, obviously. Um, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
he's
mean,
another.
I think Gunner is, going to carve up bad defenses. We
Yeah,
saw it against Tennessee, we saw it against Ole Miss. Um, I think he is a quarterback who's good enough to carve up a bad defense.
yeah. I wanna go ahead and apologize to the Georgia fans. I've been saying I don't think Georgia is that great this year, and I watched this whole game, and I think I'm just classic, I think I'm just wrong. Um, Kirby Smart, man, he is a halftime master. Like, he goes in that locker room, and he motivates. Ole Miss was just tearing into him the first half and even a little bit into the 3rd quarter, but then that Georgia team buckled down and just I mean, you could feel it. You could just watch the
Yeah,
tide.
I agree. I think this is, like, the 3rd culture win Georgia's had,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah,
not
that's a good way
winning
to
on
put it.
talent. I'll be honest, I really don't think they are that great of a football team. I think they're that great of a program,
Yeah.
and the culture keeps shining through in these second halves, and Ole Miss, fatal mistake that we watched Auburn do, that we watched Tennessee do, is you have to put this team away. You
Yeah.
have to put
Can't
them
give 'em
away.
any life.
You cannot let them hang around. We almost watched Alabama let them hang around and come back and win in a game that Alabama really dominated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And almost let them come back and win. You cannot let this team hang around because the culture will take over in the 4th quarter, and that's what happened. That's what happened.
This just feels like a team you're not like, you're a 1 or a 2 seed in the college football playoff, and you're like, please don't be in Georgia's section. Like, don't run into them 2nd round. That's just
Don't have
unfair.
to play them in the quarters. Don't have
Yeah.
to play them in the quarters. You probably can't avoid them in the semis, but you don't wanna have to play them in the quarters.
No, it's just yeah. Because I mean, Gunnar Stockton's just so
Would love to
he's
see Georgia get
he's
matched up with
steady.
Ohio State.
Yeah, yeah, I would take Georgia over Ohio State right now
I
if they were
think
to
so
play
too.
tomorrow.
I
Um,
think the culture in Athens would end up coming through.
I mean, CJ Allen might be the best defensive player in college football too. He just
Oh,
he
absolutely.
he he
He sees
destroyed
it.
that game.
He
He's
sees it.
so good.
He he sees it, or
He's
does.
so good, man.
Not that he's not
Alright.
already making a lot of money, but he's about to make a lot more.
Yeah, yeah, he's deserves all the money he's making. He's about to make a lot of money. Ole Miss still a good team. I mean, Lane Kiffin, good play caller. Trinidad Chambliss, good player. You know,
Ole
they've got
Miss
some
is
juice.
fine. Ole
Yeah,
Miss is fine. They need to win
nothing
this
to worry
weekend.
about.
They need to win this weekend. They do not need to let it come down to a comparison of multiple 10-2 teams, within the SEC. And I tell you what we need to do, Daniel. We need to wait another week or so until it's a lighter week on the schedule. We need to start gaming out some of the way the season ends. I was
Oh,
just
yeah, the
gaming out
playoff
schedules.
schedule.
There's multiple pathways for there to be A&M and Bama up at the top, but then like 4 10-2 teams beneath them. And if I'm Ole Miss, just the way their schedule is, I don't wanna be in a situation where I lose 2 out of my 3 big games, and the one I won was the worst of the
Yeah,
so,
that's what happened to them last year. They got left out in the cold. They were the
yep,
2nd team out.
yep.
That'd be
So
brutal if that
so
happened again.
they need to if they take care of business this weekend, then even if they drop an inexplicable game later, I think the win over LSU and the win on the road against Oklahoma would probably carry a lot of water. They do not need to be 10-2 with their only quality win being against LSU.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You wanna talk Bama, Tennessee? You wanna give the listeners your thoughts?
Yeah, hold on. Great atmosphere. Great
Nice.
atmosphere. Wish I was there. One of those times where I hate that I spend more time deer hunting than I used to because, that stadium was absolutely rocking. How about DeBoer? What has gotten into this man? Darth DeBoer in the black hoodie, just about taking that girl's, like, just about implanting her into the into the field goal post on his way
Oh, yeah.
out. I mean, I from start to finish, I think Bama played pretty daggum well. Um, I will say this, the math of football is so interesting to me. Safety, get the ball in the ensuing and the ensuing kick off the safety, come down and score. 9-point turnaround. But what also ends up happening is Tennessee scores later, has to go for 2. They don't get it. Now that safety has turned into 10-point swing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Separately, right before half, one of probably the greatest plays, just timing the game, making it happen, just an awesome play. Can't wait to see what Daniel Moore decides to do. Xavier, pick 6, another minimum 10-point swing. Alabama wins the game by 17. There's an argument out there. Now, I think you can't really make it too convincingly because Alabama would have played the game differently in the second half. An argument out there says Tennessee was actually 3 points better than Bama if they don't make mistakes, except for outside of 2 plays.
Huh. That's
Go
interesting.
look at the stats. The stats, to have beaten Tennessee by 17 points, when you look at the stats, I think it was the most competitive of the 4-game stretch. From a team on team, Bama just did what they needed to do and made the plays they needed to make and ended up beating them worse. But from a I think they stressed us more than any of the previous 3 teams.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
looking at
that's
the
a hot
yardage.
take.
They had more
That's a
yards than
hot
y'all
take,
did, but
but,
some of that was garbage time.
it was garbage time, and we kept them out of the end zone. It easily coulda looked a lot better. I mean, they went for it on 4th down with, like, what, 6 minutes to go in the game,
Yeah.
and, uh, and didn't get it, but they were inside the 20 then. We couldn't run the clock out, gave them the ball back, and they went down again, and we stopped them at the 1 in garbage time, so it easily could have been a lot closer game from a stress of what they were doing to us. I just think we overcame it, right?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we still beat them by 17, but from a stress level, I think they stressed us definitely more than Missouri, definitely more than Vanderbilt. Georgia on the road was pretty stressful too, so
Yeah.
I felt
Heck
like
will
we
get it.
we
Heck will get
dominated the
it.
Georgia game more than we dominated this game, even though the score doesn't show that.
Can I share my one takeaway from that game?
Please, please.
This bothered me to no end. That safety was so soft by Aguilar, the Tennessee quarterback. That I mean, Yanze Pierre, that guy was a wrecking ball. He was fun to watch, but he, like, reaches out his hand and, like, barely touches him, and he just falls over.
Well, we watched it on TV. Let's let you stand in front of Yanze and
I
take one of
know.
those to
I
the
know.
chest and see if you're able to keep your
But he
feet.
just, like, pushed him. It, like,
I
wasn't even a
know.
tackle.
Dude, that bull rush, you could see
Oh,
that bull
he was
rush
bull
coming
rushing
when he lined
all
up,
night. Yeah.
and he went right up underneath his pads and pushed him right into Aguilar.
He got that
Um,
right tackle 5 or 6 times with just a bull rush. Like, bad. Got him
yeah,
bad. He was
yeah.
good.
It was great to see him have a good game,
That's the
really kind of the scene. I was pleased. I mean, I don't know what to say. We've got a big one this
yeah.
weekend against South Carolina in a typical fun stat. I was gonna save this.
Gonna be a close one, folks.
No, it will be. Here's the problem.
No,
Here's
it's
the
not.
problem, Danny,
Y'all are
is
gonna kill us.
DeBoer is defeated at Alabama as a double-digit favorite on the road. He has not won, not covered, I'm not talking about covering. He has not won a single game that he was a double-digit favorite on the road since he's been
Alright, wager f Rocky's wager for next week. I'm gonna put the over under for South Carolina offensive touchdowns at 1. I get the under. Do you wanna take the over?
okay. Yeah, I'll take that over. We're good to give up more than 1 touchdown.
Alright,
Billy
so if y'all
boy,
give up 2 touchdowns, I gotta buy your Rockies, but if y'all give up 1 or less, then you gotta buy my Rockies.
that's
I
fine.
feel so confident in that.
I'll take that bet. Billy
What
boy's
up,
actually
Bill?
going we're headed to the game. Ticket prices have been coming down. I think I'm gonna
Oh, I'm
pull the
sure.
trigger tomorrow or Thursday.
Text my sister, she'll be there
Dad,
with her
tell
boys.
me it's my deal now.
I'm playing in the Savannah Golf Club. Member. I kinda forgot about that, so I gotta
Oh,
play in a
goodness.
golf thing. That'll be
Well,
fun.
we will send some big little SEC guy content to you.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Send me some content. Alright, let's keep it rolling.
Off to bed. Off to
Um,
bed. Go, go. Go, 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 go.
you wanna talk
Yeah,
LSU Vandy? Is Vandy back? Is Vandy, our great
performance
hope, back?
performance
And
of
is
performance of the week, honestly. They
yeah.
beat LSU from start to finish. It wasn't a
Diego
fluke.
Pavia back in the Heisman conversation, question
I
mark?
feel like I saw odds where he was like the 3rd, in the number 3 position.
Let me look. It's a good
I
call
saw
out.
some ranking like that today on floating around out there.
He had his quote unquote Heisman moment with that big touchdown run to sort of seal the
Mhm,
game.
mhm.
Yeah, he's 5 at, Caesars right now. Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Man,
that
4 of
my
the top 6 are SEC quarterbacks. Holy cow.
I I I'm gonna be a little frustrated if I lose my 1st round or 1st pick off the board and it's Ty Simpson. I'm gonna be a little frustrated if I lose that bet and it's Ty coming off the board 1st.
You wanna hear the funniest thing? 4 of the top 6 quarterbacks in the Heisman race are SEC, and, we're both 0 for 4 on having them in our preseason top
That's
5.
not
0
true.
for
I had
4,
Pavia.
0 for
I had
4.
Pavia. I had
Oh, did
Pavia.
you?
Yeah.
I thought he was
So
like your
we're
honorable mention.
no, he was my number 5 because you went ballistic that I had him in there instead of Sellers.
Alright, so we went 1 for 10. 1 for 10, 10%. Listeners, you gotta stop. You gotta like and subscribe, but stop listening to us.
Yeah.
Alright, back to Vanderbilt LSU. Brian Kelly is definitely getting fired, so we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm in love with this Vanderbilt team. I I don't like Diego Pavia, but I like the idea of Diego Pavia. Like, this Vanderbilt team's so fun to watch. I want South Carolina to do what Vanderbilt did and just go get an entire let's just go get North Texas's entire offensive staff and bring them here.
Bring him
I
over.
think that's I think that's the new
Bring
college
over,
football league.
a dozen of the players.
And they have, like, a big freshman quarterback who's a stud. It's like, let's make him our Pavia. Just bring them all over, the entire thing. But this Vanderbilt team's nasty. I mean, we love Clark Lee. We both said Clark Lee is one of the better coaches in college football, and that has aged well, which is nice. He's
I'm
got
sorry,
these guys
I'm gonna
playing.
interject there. I'm gonna interject there. I'm a big Clark Lee fan simply because I didn't know he had that dog in him till I watched the Netflix.
Complete
I
dog.
think a lot of the X's and O's are Jerry Kill.
100%. Yeah. I posted on the South Carolina message board. I was like, "Go offer Jerry Kill $5,000,000."
Seriously. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. The only problem is his age, so you don't know how long you'll get him. But yeah,
Just be like,
seriously.
"Do what you did at Vanderbilt, but here."
Yep.
Couldn't agree more. Jerry Kill's
At
the
any
secret
point
sauce.
at any point in time in that game, did you feel like Vanderbilt was outclassed athletically
No, I watched that entire
physically on
game
that
and I
team?
was like, "Vanderbilt's gonna." I knew right away Vanderbilt was gonna win. I was like,
They're the better
they're
team.
hyped."
They
100%
were the better team.
at
LSU had to
almost
do
every
one
position.
thing. LSU had to do one thing. They had to get up by 10 points. And if you got up
Yeah.
by 10 points, you were gonna win the game. And Vanderbilt just from start to finish, pedal down or excuse me, anchor down and,
Dude, they're like a
they put it
boa
on them.
constrictor.
Yep.
They run that spread option, they run it so much, and it's just so much chaos, and these teams just don't know how to defend it. It's so unique.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
that's what you gotta do if you're a school like Vanderbilt. You gotta do something
Huge.
different. I'm so sick of these people doing the same thing. Do something different.
Yeah. Yeah. Huge, huge game in Nashville this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Ugh, can't
Big
wait.
game. Yep.
I mean, I Vanderbilt can make the playoff, Joe. You beat
Yeah,
Missouri.
it's not outrageous.
They could win out, honestly.
They could win out. I think there's a loss on there. The way I think it's
Yeah,
gonna
10
play
and 2.
out, without getting too much in the game, and like we said we were going to in a different episode,
Yeah,
they win this weekend. I think they're probably gonna have a hard time getting over the name of Texas on the road, but there's a good chance that 10 and 2 or 9 and 2 Tennessee is playing 9 and 2, Vanderbilt for
for that final
what could be
playoff
a
spot.
playoff spot. Yeah,
Yeah, I love that.
pretty wild.
Alright, let's keep it moving. I'll do the next one. Oklahoma, South Carolina. Folks, I'll be quick. I'm so disgusted with South Carolina football. Mike Shula seems like a nice dude. I'm not gonna take that away from him. He seems like a just a good guy, so you get credit for that, but there's no reason he should still be our offensive coordinator. I was looking at some stats, Joe. We're 16th out of 16 SEC teams now in every single offensive stat on this website that I was looking at. We were like 16 for 16 at being dead last, 16th out of 16 in 16 different stats.
Not a great
This
look,
is
bud.
we're the 132 ranked offense in college football. There are 136 teams, folks, just to give you an idea. So, and Shane Beamer won't fire Mike Shula, and now everybody wants to fire Shane Beamer, and I kind of agree. Like He's 0 for 3 hiring offensive coordinators. He's in over his head. He had a meltdown in the post-game press conference. He, like, literally threw a temper tantrum at one of the reporters. He he he's gonna get a chance to fix this, but I don't think he can. I have real concerns. And just to talk about Oklahoma a little bit, John Mateer's clearly still hurt, but, I love that Oklahoma defense, man. Whoa, baby. That might be one of the best defenses in all of college football. I mean, we were there was no point. We were trying to run it, no chance. Trying to pass it, no chance. I texted all my buddies, "If you're gonna bet today, I'm not encouraging you to do so, but take Lenoris Sellers under rushing yards. I promise you, he's gonna be, like, heavy negatives. I don't care if it's 0, take the under. Like, go way under." It was pathetic. At one glimmer of hope, I hate to say this on the pod because it's such a ridiculous take, but Joe, man, we brought in this at the very end, garbage time. We brought in our freshman quarterback that everybody's saying's like sort of a stud in practice, and he is a gunslinger. He was getting the ball out so quick, just standing in the pocket, and it was such a refreshing change because Lenoris just runs backwards right away and then, like, scrambles
Does
around.
does Beamer have the stones to sit Lenoris this weekend?
No, he absolutely like, you can't just because of, like, the the NIL and the pay, but, it was so fun watching a quarterback just snap it and throw it. Like, he was moving so quickly, it was like watching a Ty Simpson or, like, a Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah,
snaps it and he makes a quick decision, and he takes what's in front of
throws
him.
it. Yeah.
And Lenoris hasn't done that all season. Like, he's not seeing it, unfortunately, he's seeing ghosts, but this kid came in and just immediately started, like, dinking and dunking. I was like, "This guy's the man.
Yeah.
Let's get more of this guy. This is refreshing."
Yeah.
So, that was my takeaway. I have some concerns about this. Well, actually, maybe not. If John Mateer can get healthy, this Oklahoma team has a shot. That's what I'll say.
You looked at their schedule, bud?
Is it nasty? Let's look. Ooh, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, LSU. Yeah, that's rough. Ooh, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, LSU. That's really rough.
Yeah,
So 5 top 20 teams in the next 5 weeks.
yeah.
All
They
right.
do get a
Well,
bye before they come to Tuscaloosa, but
might be saying goodbye to Oklahoma's playoff chances then.
I think that's gonna be a tough one to run. They gotta go 4-1 probably.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a tall ask.
that's gonna be a big ask. All right, Missouri, Auburn,
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze, fired soon, question mark?
I mean, I don't see how have you ever seen a more defeated team than Auburn by the end of a
No,
game?
no.
Just lifeless, if like, absolutely 0 ability to handle adversity. 0 ability. Everything's somebody else's fault. Something goes bad, and they just roll over and die. Can't say I hate it, but that's what I see.
Yeah, it was so funny watching the coin toss. I'm sure you've seen the highlights of this, that,
Oh, dude.
Zion Young
Inject
being
that
like
into my veins, Bubba. I wanna
Zion
go to
Young
war with
being
that
like,
guy.
I'm coming," and
Yeah,
then he gets the
and then
sack
he
right
came,
away.
Bubba.
Yeah, that
I
was a
think he had 2 sacks and
dog.
a pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was a dog. He was just like, "I'm coming, baby." I was like, "I love this guy."
Mhm.
Missouri's they're a sneaky one, and they've got an easy schedule, so maybe they could do
That's a
something.
good bounce back win, Daniel. Huge
Yeah,
bounce back win.
I agree.
Um, yeah, they need to find a if they wanna go to the playoff, they gotta beat Vanderbilt on the road this weekend.
Yeah, they gotta start running the ball again too. I think they had, like, 50 carries for, like, 80 yards or something crazy. They
They
just couldn't
they
run the
have
ball.
got to they have got to beat Vanderbilt this weekend if they want to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, and Auburn's problem
Because
is 100% Jackson Arnold. That's just
yeah, I mean, they're
it's just not
they're
gonna work.
it's non-existent on offense.
No, they're almost as bad as South
We ought to
Carolina.
do a wellness episode for we ought to do a special 10-minute wellness episode on good friend of the pod, John
Have John
Mesh.
Metch on, wellness check.
Just wellness check. What are we hearing? What are we thinking?
This is just
Know
a
it's a rough spot, but
friendship wellness check. We need to do a wellness check on me, I'm unwell.
I
Someone
don't
do a wellness check on me.
listeners, can we get a round of applause for Daniel for not mailing in the big
I
SEC
know.
guys this year? Can
I
we?
coulda I
With
coulda
all the
quit, folks.
preseason hype and promise,
Oh,
we need
worst
a we
case
need a round
scenario.
of applause for Daniel for
Thank you.
sticking it
Moment
out.
Moment of silence for your applause. Thank you. I'll edit in some applause. All right, Texas, Kentucky, Joe. Texas stinks. Arch
Yeah,
Manning,
I mean,
not
listen,
good.
coming off a big win, the week before, I don't know another way to say it other than welcome to the SEC, Texas.
They got
Anyone who's
dominated.
had to go play a night game in Lexington in late October to early November knows that it doesn't matter how bad they are. It
They got
really doesn't.
dominated.
They're going to play you hard, and Kentucky had their shots to win. It's nice to see them still playing hard for Stoops, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, they were totally dominated in every sense of the word. And Texas, their offense looked so bad. What's happened to Sark? I mean, he's
Who's
supposed to be offensive
1
genius
step forward, like 3 steps back for
every
Arch.
time. Yeah. Yeah, that was shocking. And shout out Cutter Boley. I thought Cutter Boley was, like, absolutely terrible. He played great. So
Yeah, his
give him
he's
credit.
you know what?
He's got some
I
juice.
think I might smell a little bit, maybe not cracking top 5 next year, but if Stoops gets another year, he might have a guy
Oh, yeah.
that with an off season of growth I put it this way, don't go blow your money in the portal, Kentucky, on
No.
quarterbacks. Go get offensive and defensive linemen.
It is interesting. You know the seasons you're Kentucky and you're like, "We're bad, so we're just gonna play this freshman quarterback." And then the first 2 games, he's terrible, and you're like I bet Stoops said, "I don't care how bad you are, we're playing you the
I don't
rest of
care
the
about it.
season.
I'm going to
Go
keep
figure
giving
it
you the
out."
ball.
Yeah,
You're going to get better as the year go you're either going to
he is.
crumble or you're gonna get better.
Yeah. You're either gonna be our sort of franchise next couple of year quarterback, or you're gonna transfer out.
Could
It's one of
totally
2 things.
totally see a Stoops doing that, can't you?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
hard nosed, it's like, "You're not getting pulled, bud. You're
No,
gonna have to
whatever
get
you
better."
want.
Yep,
Do whatever you want. And
yep.
there's something freeing about that. Alright, last but
Again, back to the welcome to the SEC. We don't have to tell you listeners about this because y'all are all big SEC guys and you know how tough the SEC is. But this is what we're talking about on a week in, week out basis in the SEC. And this
yeah.
is just what all these that's the popular thing on Instagram. Everything I see from all these college football wannabe analysts talking about how ridiculous it is. The SEC is all overranked. They're not that many good teams. They're biased in the media. No, guys, you can't even relax coming off a big win against Oklahoma, against a rival, and go to Kroger Field at night, late October, and you're going to be in a dogfight. It is every place you go to every week. It's gonna be the same. Listen, I'm so glad that we're not going to Columbia at night and then we're getting the 3:30 game. It's gonna be the
Oh,
same
yeah.
for us this weekend. It is just every game in the SEC, if you don't show up to play, you're gonna be in a dogfight.
I stand by this. So the 2 worst Big 10 teams are, like, Wisconsin and Purdue. If Wisconsin plays Kentucky, they're getting blown out. If Purdue plays South Carolina, they're getting blown out. Like,
They're
those aren't
getting
close
beat.
games.
They're not close
Um,
games. They're not
so,
close
like,
games.
that's what people don't understand about the SEC is everybody like, yeah, South Carolina's bad, but we're not that bad. We're
No.
just bad on
Well
offense.
well,
It's
yeah,
like
I
that
was
simple.
listening to, College Football Nerds. I love watching their stuff,
Yeah,
but
they're good.
they've actually their model still has Auburn at, like, the 30th best team in the country. It's like
Exactly, because their
they're
defense is so
they
good.
like, yes, they haven't won an SEC game yet, or maybe they've won one, I can't remember. They're not good, right? But they've been
Yeah,
losing these
they're
games by,
over.
like, a
Yeah.
touchdown, you know?
Oh,
Their
yeah.
defense is so good, it keeps them in all these games. Their offense is just atrocious.
They shoulda beat Georgia.
Um,
I mean, what are we talking about?
yeah, yeah.
They had
We still
they had
gotta go
Georgia
down
on the
there.
rope. Yeah,
I really need Auburn to be done. I need them to, like, fork in me giving up, players quitting. I need it. I don't need any hoodoo voodoo down there.
like it. Alright, last game, Florida, Mississippi State. This is the one I watched the least of. I did watch the highlights. Jaden Baugh's the man, Florida's running back. DJ Lagway's gotta stop throwing picks, and then, Mississippi State kinda dominated this game, but Florida Florida won it.
Sunbelt Billy, man. I salute you, buddy.
Then they fired
I
him.
hate to see you go.
Yeah.
Glad to see you go out on a win, though. Very odd firing,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Oof.
you you think they're just worried? I mean, the George coming off a bye week playing Georgia, are they just worried he'd find a way to win it?
I
Is
think
that
they're
what they're
yeah.
worried about? Are they worried he'd
I
find a way to win it? Like,
they're like, "We gotta fire this guy while we have the chance. Just go ahead and
yeah.
do it."
And so, yeah, I was surprised to see him fire him after a win. I really was.
Yeah.
But
That was shocking. Um,
I believed
yeah,
in you the whole way, Billy, and you let me down at every turn.
you let us down. Now you'll get to go be, what, a coordinator somewhere probably? I doubt he gets
I
another
know.
head coaching job right
Interesting.
away.
We can talk about. You want to talk about his contract now, or talk about it in the? It'd probably be a good
Uh,
segue. Probably a good
yeah,
segue.
let's segue
So
the
I think
coaching
it's
hot.
21 million he's owed, something like that.
That's
But
chump change these days.
he does not have. It was either 21 or 29. I can't remember. But he does not have the clause in there, and I forget what it's called. But like, um, James Franklin had in his, if he's hired by somewhere else, Penn State just has to pay the difference.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Okay, good.
Sunbelt Billy doesn't have that, so he's getting his full buyout.
So he'll get
Also,
double pay.
from the time of firing, 50% is due 30 days within 30 days. So,
Oh, baby.
maybe that's why they had to raise the 10. Maybe that's
He's gonna
why
be
they
in,
got it
like,
raised.
Bora Bora, looks at his bank account,
Yeah.
15,000,000. That's nice.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
I'll watch some college football. Alright, Joe, let me run us through the, SEC Heisman folks, and then let's talk about this Florida hot board because I'm excited.
We need to do, power rankings too. I know you don't like them, but we do.
Yeah, you can do your power rankings. I think I'm done doing power rankings. I can't do it. I'm not good at it. SEC Heisman winners odds, number 1, Joe Ty Simpson, pretty good. Number 4, Diego Pavia. Number 5, Marcel Reed. Number 6, Gunnar Stockton. And then number 10, Trinidad Chambliss. So 5 of the top 10 SEC quarterbacks.
Trinidad took a pretty big hit
Yeah,
this
he took a
week.
dip.
You know what it says to
Took a dip.
me is there's no one's taken it yet. No one's taken the bull by the horns and really started to separate themselves, or a couple players haven't. So, it'll be
Anyone's game.
interesting to see. I still maintain I think Mendoza's gonna win it simply because who else from the Big 10 is in there?
Um, I just I just exited it. Mendoza and then Southern Cal's
Gotcha.
quarterbacks in there, Maava, um, Julian Sand for Ohio State's in there, Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State's in there.
Well,
That's all familiar.
maybe so. I think Mendoza's probably gonna have the whole Midwest and Northeast rally around him,
Yeah,
and
I
you're
think he's
gonna
got a
have
really interesting case.
yeah, you're gonna have Ty splitting votes with other people, um, more
All
than
right, Joe,
likely.
this is gonna be exciting. Let's do the hot board. And before we
Okay.
start, though, um, there's a lot of teams that are gonna need a coach this year. That list is gonna grow tremendously. So Florida needs coach, Arkansas needs coach currently, right? So we have 2 teams that are gonna have an opening. Arkansas might do the Petrino thing, so
I was
we
about
could
to say, I think we can take Arkansas off the board. I'd be really shocked
bootstrap
if they
them.
didn't do Petrino.
But here's the other ones. Kentucky's probably gonna have an opening. Mark Stoops is probably gonna get fired. Auburn's gonna have an opening. Hugh Freeze is gonna get fired. Who am I missing? Who else? Is that it?
Um,
Just those 4?
you think Brian Kelly's in more trouble
Oh,
than
exactly right. Brian Kelly sets there are gonna be 5 SEC coach openings, 4 if you wanna say Arkansas hires Petrino. And Joe, the hot board's as electric as I've seen one in a while. You ready for it?
yeah,
You can just do live reaction, that'll be fun. Alright, so Rhett Lashlee, SMU, offensive
okay.
genius, has been great at SMU. He's number 1 on the hot board. Number 2, who I think should be number 1, Lane Kiffin, right? I think Lane
Oh,
Kiffin's their first call.
I don't think Lane's leaving on this.
You don't think he's gonna leave Ole Miss for Florida? Alright, good rapid reaction. Number 3, another SEC, Eli Drinkwitz. I think that'd be a good hire too.
I think it would be a good hire. I'm gonna caveat all these and just stop you real quick. This Florida job is gonna it's probably gonna chew up the next coach the same way it's chewed up some pretty good coaches and spit them out.
It's such a good
Um,
job though.
you say that. I mean, it was a good job for Spurrier, and it was a good job for Urban, 2 legend coaches. It has not been a good job for literally anyone else in the history of Florida football. So,
Yeah, but
just
I
throwing
mean,
that out there. Maybe Charlie Pell had some brief success, but I don't he never won a national title.
I feel like
Um,
all their recent coaches, I feel like stunk. Like Will Muschamp stinks. Billy Napier stinks.
you say that, Will Muschamp won 11 games. If you remember when Florida fired Will Muschamp, they fired him after an 8-4 season where they beat their 2 rivals.
Jim McElwain stink. DJ Durkin, interim head coach, terrible. Randy Shannon, remember he was interim head coach, terrible. Dan Mullen's a pretty good coach,
Dan Mullen's a very good coach. No, 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 no.
but that's
Dan
it.
Mullen's a very good coach. What's Dan Mullen doing right now?
UNLV, and they're doing well.
Whipping people, whipping
Yeah.
people.
He knows quarterbacks. All right, let's keep rolling. This one I think's unrealistic, but would be a good one. Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame. That'd be a good one.
Marcus
Another one,
Freeman converted to Catholicism last year. He's not leaving Notre Dame.
I don't think he's leaving either.
Only way he leaves is if Ohio State calls. That's the only
Yeah,
way, and even then, depending on how he's actually doing at Notre Dame, if he's getting the call, Notre Dame's probably doing great. I don't think he's leaving. I don't think he's leaving.
I bet he leaves for the Ohio State job if it comes, but that's neither here nor there.
Maybe.
Jed Fish, Washington, he's from the Spurrier tree.
That could happen.
That's juicy.
That wouldn't
Th
actually be a bad hire. He's kind of a winner.
that guy's a total winner. Yeah, nothing but win. And he's an offensive genius. The next one I like, this is sort of a low-key guy. He's one of the hot up-and-coming names. I want South Carolina to consider this guy because his defensive staff has 2 South Carolina players on it. John Summerall, Tulane.
Yeah,
That guy's just
he's a
1
good
and 1
coach.
and 1.
He's a
That's a
good
good one.
coach.
And then here we go, the hilarious usual suspects, right? So then hot board 7, 8, 9, I think are so funny. John Gruden, hilarious, literally at Barstool, eye
Do
roll.
it. Do it,
Yeah,
please. Do it.
do it,
Do it.
do it. Prove us wrong.
Mhm.
Jamie Chadwell, I think Jamie Chadwell's a genius, but for some reason, nobody likes him, so nobody hires him. And then
Yeah.
you ready for 10? I'm excited about this reaction. I think this one's interesting. Tim Tebow. Hate it? Love it? What do you think right off the bat? Why?
He has 0 coaching experience.
Yeah, just give him like a $1 billion for coordinators. Give him all the money for coordinators. You don't think that guy
I
could go
think
to
that's a worse
every
I
house
think
in
that's a
Florida
wor
and get the recruits?
I think that's a terrible idea.
I'm
Do it,
excited
fine.
about
I
that.
mean, hey, listen, Florida, do it. I won't have to worry about you for 6, 7 years. Like, then you're gonna have to be the guy that fires Tim Tebow.
I know, that's the
Um,
issue. You don't wanna fire the prodigal son. That was one thing I really
yeah,
struggled with. You
no.
don't wanna
If
fire him.
if if Tim Tebow, which I don't think Tim has any desire to get into college coaching, but if he did, then he needs to go work his way. I mean, I'm not saying he's gotta start off at the grad assistant level, but he needs to go coach quarterbacks, then prove he can call plays, prove he can go recruit and evaluate. Like, no, dude, absolutely not.
See, I was thinking do the CEO coach thing. Just have him try to get every top recruit in Florida. Just go into the room and then have, like
How's that working for UNC right now, the CEO?
or South Carolina Beamer. He's a CEO coach, terrible.
How's that working? Is that working
Yeah,
well?
I don't know. I feel like Tim Tebow's different. Alright, and then the 2 bonus names are James Franklin. I would hire James Franklin in a heartbeat if I was, like, a South Carolina or an Arkansas. Like, that'd be a no-brainer for me. Dude just
Yeah,
wins.
I don't really wanna see James Franklin back in the SEC. I think he could be problematic. I'm not sure he could actually do enough to win the conference, but golly, he would be problematic to have to play
He
every
won at
year.
Vanderbilt, pretty
Well,
pretty good.
I know, that was a long time ago, though. Um, I'm I don't know if you watched Coach Saban on, Game Day. I thought his rant about,
Oh, when he
Franklin
was
not
like,
being
"You
treated
shouldn't have
fair by
fired him."
Penn. I thought it was great. I thought it was spot on. He played in the semifinals last year.
He's a drive away from the national championship.
Yes,
Seriously, 1 drive.
yes,
Yeah.
1 drive away from the
And
national
now he's
championship.
fired. And, like, 3
Had
weeks ago,
had
he took
multiple
Oregon
t
to overtime.
had multiple teams during his tenure that in the current playoff format would have been deep in the playoffs.
I saw, like,
Um,
22 days ago, they were number 2 in the country, I think. Penn
yeah,
State. Isn't that crazy?
yeah, yep.
Oh, how the
So,
tides change.
by the
Alright,
way,
Joe.
we do need to address this is so off topic, but can we talk just for 15, 20 seconds? UCLA controls their own destiny about going to the playoff.
Dude, that new offensive coordinator nator Neuheisel's kid is so cool.
If anybody wants to take a flyer, South Carolina, you need to go hire him as your offensive coordinator as soon as the season ends.
Yeah,
Beamer's too classy of a guy to fire Shula during the season. As soon as the season ends, he needs to ask Mike to step down, and he needs to go hire Jerry Neuheisel,
that guy has
and
the juice for sure.
yeah, he does.
I
You
want
only
him to
have him for
hire
a
the
couple years.
I want him to hire the dude from North Texas. Guy's a genius. Have you seen the stat on that guy? He's, like, credited with finding 4 quarterbacks: Patrick Mahomes, Cam Ward, John Mateer, and then now this new kid who never started a game for his high school, and he's, like, one of the
Fairly
best
impressive.
quarterbacks in college football as a freshman.
Fairly impressive. Shocked that the, South Florida coach isn't on that list.
Yeah, Golish, I agree. Like, that if I'm South Carolina, I'd hire him in a heartbeat. Alright,
Yeah.
Joe, finish us off. Give us your power rankings.
Power rankings, I almost shook it up at the top, but I left A&M at 1, Bama at 2.
Nice.
Those 2 have distanced themselves. Georgia at 3, Ole Miss at 4. I think there's a little bit of distance between Georgia and Ole Miss, personally.
Nice.
Um, I've got Mizzou and Vandy basically tied for 5.
Cool.
Um, Oklahoma breathing down their necks at 7, Tennessee at 8. Really excited to watch that Oklahoma-Tennessee game, in a week or 2. Um, LSU at a very distant 9, Texas at even a further distant 10. Uh, Florida still has a big running back, still has a quarterback that can throw it a mile, still has a hell of a defense.
Florida over
I'm
Arkansas?
Yeah, I
Okay,
do, I do. What's the trend with coaches that have been fired in season so far this year? The interim staffs have done pretty well with those
that's
teams,
true.
so bye week, Georgia, don't mess up. Um, I got State at 12,
Nice.
USC at 13, Arkansas at 14, Auburn at 15, Kentucky at 16. Arkansas, I probably have too low, but as soon as he actually gets across the goal line, Arkansas doesn't know how to win. He's gotta
Yeah.
get him across the goal line to
They
a
gotta win
win
one of
before
these. Yeah,
before I can kick him up, you know?
that's fair. Yeah, my takeaway from that, my only quote unquote feedback would be I'd probably have Arkansas higher, but you're right. I mean,
Gotta get over the hump.
it's
They
fun
gotta
to
get over
play
the
all
hump.
these games close. You gotta eventually win. You gotta prove you
Yeah,
can win.
yeah, you gotta beat somebody. Could happen against Auburn this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Arkansas is probably favored in that. What is that crazy? Is Arkansas favored in that game? Yeah, yeah, they are. That makes sense. I was about to say
yeah,
Arkansas
it makes
beat
total
Auburn.
sense. If Arkansas doesn't turn the ball over, Auburn can't score more than 20 points, so even on Arkansas's terrible defense, they can't
Yeah,
score more than this is actually gonna be a fun game to watch. You have a terrible offense versus a terrible defense, and a really well-coached, good offense versus a great defense.
love it.
So, kinda fun to watch.
Best on best.
Usually in these, great defenses win. Auburn needs a win so desperately. I need the suffering to continue. So, Talon, don't turn the ball over.
Like it. This is a Taylen Green podcast now.
Yeah, don't
Alright,
turn the
Joe.
ball over.
Holy kept
Yeah,
it right under 45
I
minutes.
think
I
that's
like it.
good.
That was my goal.
Big SEC guys of the week. Defense, I've got 2, Yanze Pierre and Xavier Brown, Roll Tide, baby. Great
Nice.
game.
Like it.
Offense, Gunnar Stockton,
Yeah.
gamer.
Oh, yeah. Gunner would
I
be
mean,
mine.
played great. And, coaches, big SEC guy of the week, Billy Napier. Good night, sweet
Clarkley.
prince.
Clarkley.
Going out with a win.
Billy Napier. Sorry you got fired. We still like
Sorry you
you.
got fired after a win, man. What in the world?
Middle SEC guy of the week, Shane Beamer. Stop throwing temper tantrums when reporters are like, "Why does our offense still stink?" Answer the
Not
question.
a good look, Shane.
Answer the question.
Yeah.
Alright.
Answer the question. Their job is to ask questions. Your job is to answer them. Like,
Literally. Just be
you
honest.
know?
Be
Yeah.
honest. Alright,
Yeah.
folks. Wishing you all a good night. Big SEC guys. We're out.
Good night.